What is going on, guys? Welcome back to another video and welcome back to another recap video. Today we're recapping the New York Giants getting their third win of the season, tying their 2017 record with a 3. Right now they have 3 wins on the season. They're 3-7, beating the Tampa Bay Buccaneers 38-35 in a shootout, which I predicted. I told you guys it was going to be a shootout. I didn't predict a shootout. I predicted 26-17, but I knew that with the high-powered offense, I knew the Giants could keep up because of that defense is just bad. That Tampa defense is just bad. So we were able to keep up with them. The Giants win 38-35. In this game, we saw probably the best balanced game we've seen so far this year. Texans game was the most balanced since this game, but this one was the most balanced. Yes, we gave up 35 points, but the defense gave up in that fourth quarter, and they allowed, about 21 points just in the fourth quarter. So, in the fourth quarter, they just broke down because, I don't know, they were just getting gassed out or whatever it was. But the Giants just kept scoring. They were able to keep up with the Buccaneers. Well, the Buccaneers were trying to keep up with the Giants. At one point, being led 24-7, the Bucs came back in that game and pretty much was on our tail ever since we had 28 points. And they were on our tail since. That being said, we saw a perfect balance of offense, defense, and special teams with Corey Coleman there. Corey Coleman is just, I hope we re-sign him next year, and I believe he's still on his rookie deal, so he'll still be with us. So he's still on his rookie deal. He'll still be with us, and I think we found our kick returner for a couple years to come, just like another Ted Ginn type of guy. So, and then we saw Odell Beckham put in some work. He had 85 total yards on the day with one great snag of a touchdown. You've got Saquon Barkley with a hat trick, 2 rushing touchdowns, 1 receiving touchdowns. Just phenomenal effort by Saquon Barkley. Had 153 total yards on the day and just looked phenomenal. I mean, just his yards after the catch, his moves, ridiculous moves. Sterling Shepard did a great job too, even though I think he only had something like 22 yards, 25 yards, something like that. He still made plays when he needed to. I guess Eli wasn't really targeting him as much as he should. Evan Ingram made a huge catch to help us get another touchdown down at the end. I believe it was in the third or fourth quarter. It was in the second half for sure, but that helped us a lot. Evan Ingram on that seam route, just unstoppable. He has blazing speed there at the tight end position. On the defensive side of the ball, we saw a lot of pressure. We only saw 1 sack, that being from Kareem Martin, but the Giants forced a lot of pressure, and Ryan Fitzpatrick and Jameis Winston was constantly under pressure. Lorenzo Carter looks like he's starting to mold into the pass rusher we want him to be. No, I don't think he's going to get the big sacks just yet, but I could see him being a speed rusher off the edge. He's our fastest guy off the edge right now, so he has to be that speed rusher for us. He shows a lot of power, a lot of speed. He's still raw, but you could still see him getting a little sloppy when he was trying to go to the quarterback. He was forgetting about using his hands. He was just trying to get to the quarterback, trying to flail his arms at the quarterback. So there's that. So as far as the defense goes, we saw a great mix of defense. We exposed, as the New York Giants defense, we exposed how many turnovers the Buccaneers forced so far this season. They were minus 18 or minus 17 in turnover differential. And they definitely showed that today with, I don't think the Giants turned the ball over once. If I'm not mistaken, I don't think we turned the ball over once. And then they had 5 turnovers for themselves. So that number just went up minus 20 or something like that. Minus 22 or something like that. So 4 interceptions. 1 from Michael Thomas, who I think should be starting over Curtis Riley. 1 from Curtis Riley, who intercepted it in the end zone and returned it about a good 30 yards. So good job from him. But I think Michael Thomas is a better safety. You had 1 from Alec Ogletree, who completely stole that interception from Janoris Jenkins. Janoris Jenkins was bobbling it, but eventually you would have known he was going to catch that ball. And then Alec Ogletree just came up and swiped it out of Janoris Jenkins' hands. And then the last interception was from B.W. Webb at the end of the game to ice the game, to put the dagger in the game. Jameis Winston threw the ball too high, and it was intended for Deshaun Jackson, and it was just too much trajectory on there, too many Giants around, and B.W. Webb gets on the ball. So great performance by the Giants. I do want to kind of call out Olivier Vernon. What the hell was that? 25 yards on 3 consecutive penalties you gave up single-handedly. You had a roughing the passer that gave up 15 yards on a 3rd down, mind you, where it was an incomplete pass. We would have forced a punt, and we would have been there. And they scored on that drive also. They also scored on that drive. So still, Olivier Vernon on a 3rd down roughing the passer call. It happens to every game. It happens at least 2 or 3 times. So I'm used to that. Then you get an offsides penalty, not once but twice on 3 consecutive plays. Olivier Vernon, they should have. I don't know why James Betcher or Pat Shermer didn't get the guy out of the game, because he was forcing penalties, even though obviously maybe he wasn't going to do it for the 4th time, but still, you got to punish the guy somehow. Just take him out the game. That was ridiculous. It was not fun to see. Olivier Vernon 3 consecutive penalties. That's ridiculous. The Giants give up a lot of yards, of course. Obviously, we give up 35 points, but we give up a lot of yards as well. At one point, the Buccaneers, I believe it was the 2nd quarter, they had about 260 yards. But guess what? They only had 7 points. That's something I said in my keys to success. Give them the amount of yards, but you're not, just keep them out of the end zone. I said that in my preview, and they stuck to that. I knew they weren't going to score a lot of points in the red zone. But I'm not going to lie, I thought they were going to get more big plays down the field. Mike Evans, Deshaun Jackson, who's known as a Giants killer. Guys like that. Chris Godwin was playing. So, Ryan Fitzpatrick doesn't really stretch the ball down the field, but, with these type of guys, why not? Mike Evans did get a long touchdown on Janoris Jenkins. It was Landon Collins' fault. Janoris Jenkins was playing cover 2. He was playing a soft zone up front, so he was gonna hit Mike Evans, let him squeak by, and Landon Collins would take over up top. Landon Collins just is a terrible cover safety and didn't see Mike Evans coming, and a touchdown was forced there. And yeah, there's that. Also, there was a fumble. It would have been 6 turnovers for the Buccaneers, but Mario Edwards makes a nice strip on, I believe it was Jameis Winston, trying to get into the end zone, and the ball comes out, goes into the end zone. I forgot who recovered the ball, but it is what it is. I don't know if it was Brait or whoever, but they recovered the ball. That would have been 6 turnovers there. Peyton Barber had a great day running the ball. You can tell we missed Snacks Harrison. He had a great day running the ball inside the gaps in the box, so in between the tackles rather. So Peyton Barber had a great day there. For a team that's struggling to run the ball, they did a very good job running the ball. I mentioned Saquon Barkley had a hat trick. Great job. The offensive line played great again. The run game was phenomenal. Will Hernandez inside looked great. Jamon Brown looked great. Jamon Brown. So yeah, I love Jamon Brown. I love Will Hernandez there. We're still struggling. We allowed 4 sacks still, but as far as the pass game goes, Eli Manning was able to shift in the pocket, allow plays to develop downfield. That 41-yard pass from Odell Beckham, Eli to Odell, great job. Wouldn't have been done if it was the O-line from week 2 or week 1. That kind of O-line, that O-line that we've seen in the beginning of the year. So yeah, great job by the Giants all together. A great effort on all 3 phases of the game, of the football game. We're going to go on to the stats right now. We're going to start with the Buccaneers. Jameis Winston, 12 of 16, 199 yards, 2 touchdowns, and an interception. Ryan Fitzpatrick, 167 yards, 3 interceptions. Eli Manning, 17 of 18, his best completion percentage of his career. So far, only 1 incompletion. Yes, a lot of people are going off that he only threw the ball 18 times. That is not Eli's fault. Obviously, it's all part of the game plan. If you're smart and you know football, with a team with a high-powered offense on the other side of the football, Ryan Fitzpatrick and all those other guys, they have the top 3 offense in the league. They're known for stretching the ball down the field. When you're dealing with that type of offense, you have to have your offense running the football, chewing clock to avoid as much possessions as you can for the other team, and that's exactly what the Giants did. That's why Saquon Barkley had 27 carries. So there's that. He had a season high, a career high, 27 carries, a career high, 142 yards on the ground. That is why Eli Manning only had 18 attempts. 17 of 18, 231 yards, 2 touchdowns, no interceptions. That is his second straight game, second or third straight game without an interception. Great job by Eli Manning. The running game for the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, a couple guys to mention, Peyton Barber and Jacquizz Rodgers. I told you the only guys that pretty much are going to run the ball for the Buccaneers. Ronald Jones is out. He's with an injury. 18 carries, 160 yards, 5.9 yards a carry and a touchdown. Great job by Peyton Barber. We look at the New York rushing game. Saquon Barkley, 27 rush yards. Like I said, career high. 142 yards. 27 carries, I'm sorry. 142 rush yards. 5.3 yards a carry, 2 touchdowns. Great job by Saquon Barkley and a 23-yard long run. And we haven't seen that consistency in a while. Every week he's getting at least a 20-yard run. So we haven't seen that type of consistency since we've seen other guys like Ahmad Bradshaw and things like that who used to bust it out. But, you know, when we had guys like Rashad Jennings, Andre Williams, Andre Brown, all these other guys, Peyton Hillis and all these other guys, you know, obviously nothing there with them. We now move on, and Paul Perkins as well. Oh my God, Paul Perkins. He's still on the team, by the way. Anyway, receiving game for the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. Mike Evans, 6 receptions, 120 yards, a touchdown. For someone that had 120 yards, I thought he was pretty solid. Besides his touchdown, I thought he was pretty solid. He caught a lot of dink and dunks. So there's that. O.J. Howard, 5 receptions, 78 yards. Could not be stopped in the middle of the field. Besides that Michael Thomas interception, B.J. Goodson couldn't stop him. Alec Ogletree could not stop him. Adam Humphries did very well in the slot. Grant Haley struggled with Adam Humphries. Chris Godwin, 3 for 50. And there's that. Odell Beckham, 4 for 74. A touchdown and a 41-yard pass that set up the scoring touchdown, the opening touchdown for the Giants. Evan Ingram, 2 receptions, 66 yards. Wayne Gallman, 2 for 24. Sterling Shepard, 2 for 22. We look at the defense. Landon Collins up there again. I mean, consistently, he's going to be up there in tackles. He's that leading tackler. He's just that guy on our defense. 11 tackles, 5 of them solo, a half tackle for loss. Alec Ogletree, 9 tackles. B.W. Webb, 7 tackles. We look at the Buccaneers defensively. Isaiah Johnson and Jordan Whitehead. Isaiah Johnson with 10 tackles, 7 of them solo. Jordan Whitehead with 8 tackles, 7 of them solo. Jason Pierre-Paul had himself a decent day. Had 1.5 tackles for loss, 1.5 sacks, 7 tackles, 4 of them solo. So had a very good homecoming for him. But unfortunately, his team did not get it done. So, moving on. We move on to the Eagles next week. Let me know what you guys think. I think we could honestly beat the Eagles. They got mollywopped, smacked around, pimp slapped around the corner by the New Orleans Saints. I completely predicted that. I don't do predictions anymore. Well, maybe I'll start doing predictions again. But I just haven't. The views were dropping on the predictions, so I just, kind of cut it off. I didn't know if you guys were interested in predictions still. But maybe I'll bring it back. Who knows? But, yeah. As far as the Eagles go, I mean, they got mollywopped by the New Orleans Saints. I mean, all the Eagles fans were like, we're going to win by 10 points. You didn't even come close by 35. So, with that being said, it was more than 35 points. They got smacked 41 points by a 41-point deficit. Anyway, I think we could beat the Eagles. Carson Wentz is not looking good. That offensive line is not looking good. That defense is looking putrid. I've never used that word in my life, but there it is. The Giants are back in it. They're back in some kind of a race. I don't believe we'll make the playoffs, but I'm not going to give up on this team right now. I gave up on them earlier on the season. I'm jumping on the bandwagon. I may jump back off, but who knows? The Giants are right back in it. 3 wins. The Eagles, who was riding high, Super Bowl champions, are only 4 wins. If we beat them this week, we're tied with them with 4 wins, and we leap ahead of them in this playoff race, in this division. Maybe we'll still be in last place if we still beat them, because they did beat us the first time, and they have a better division record right now. I get that, but we may still be in 4th place. But if we keep winning, we'll be right back in it. The Washington just lost. They lost Alex Smith. Now they're looking at Colt McCoy and Sam Bradford and other guys like that. And then you've got the Cowboys, the Cowboys are the Cowboys. So, with that being said, let me know what you guys think in the comment section below. Like this video if you guys like the video. Subscribe if you're new. Remember to ring that notification bell so you never miss a video. And I'll see you guys in the next video.